Internet, my name's Sammy Fightmaster and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing something that is not on Netflix, and this is the first time in a long time that has happened. So today I'm going to be reviewing Amazon Prime's newest movie, Chemical Hearts. This movie stars Lili Reinhart, and I love Lili Reinhart, so I've known about it for a while and I've been excited about it. Just finished watching it, and it was a pretty good movie. I am going to throw this out there. This movie is a very raw and emotional movie. I would not describe it as a feel-good movie. So if you're looking for something light and airy and happy, this is not your film. So this movie is about how the journeys of two high school seniors, Henry and Grace, intertwine while they are working on their school's newspaper. Now, Henry is a writer and he has been dreaming of getting the editor-in-chief job with the newspaper forever. However, his life has been pretty charmed and he hasn't really experienced any real trials or pain to write about. As he puts it, his life has been kind of uneventful. But all of that changes when he meets Grace, who is the new transfer student at his school, who is very mysterious, and he soon realizes after working with her on the newspaper that she has a very dark past. So they're pretty much opposites. You've got Henry, who hasn't really experienced anything in his life. It's been pretty easy up till now. And then you've got Grace, who's probably experienced more than a high school senior should have at this point. This movie deals a whole lot with how painful and how dark at times it can be to be a teenager. It has a lot of raw emotion in it and a lot of real struggles that teenagers face now, and I really like that about this movie. It shows how heightened teenagers' emotions can be, especially grief. This movie does deal a lot with grief and healing wounds. It does show you in the trailer, so this is not a spoiler, but Grace, before she transferred to this high school, she was in a car accident, so she is still physically dealing with the ramifications from that and still trying to heal from it, both physically and emotionally. That was a very big life-changing accident for her, and there's a lot that she still has to deal with, and you can see throughout this movie that's one of the things that they deal with the most is how her moving through this healing process affects her life in high school and also the lives around her. So for the most part, I did like this story because, like I said, it does deal with actual things that do happen sometimes in high school and some actual emotions that arise. And I thought all of that was very genuine, and I'm going to use this word again, raw. That's really the only way to describe this movie. It's because everything just felt so real. However, the story did get a little weird in some parts. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it just because some of the big parts that I thought were really weird are spoilers, so I don't want to spoil it for you. I will just say that a little over halfway throughout the movie, there is some reveal that happens, and the reveal seemed very weird. Like, you will know when you get to the weird parts of the movie. Also, early on in the movie, Henry, right off the bat, was drawn to Grace, like the second that they met. And she wasn't giving him a whole lot to work with because this was just not her priority at the time. And so during some of the parts where he's trying to find out more about her, it did get very weird and a little creepy. So some people might be like, all the things that he did was romantic. I'm gonna say it was creepy. So that's just my take on it. When you watch the movie, let me know what you thought. The characters, I think for the most part, were written very, very well and then were portrayed by the actors very well. Grace, who is played by Lili Reinhart, was a great character. Like, she was dealing with a lot of very heavy things and she had to be the very emotional character, and Lili Reinhart did a great job at portraying her story, in my opinion. Lili Reinhart is a great actress. I love her. And this role was definitely very different from like her character that she's most known for, which is Betty on Riverdale. It's very different from Betty, sort of. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe not too different. They both have had their traumas. So yeah, either way, she's a great actress and she did this job well. Now the character of Henry, I have some issues with Henry. He is the main character of the movie, but I feel like character-wise, he was a very flat character because, like I've said, he's had a pretty easy life up till now. He has his journey with Grace, but you never really get a lot of emotion from Henry. He rarely showed what he was feeling throughout the movie. Like, it was a whole lot of reading between the lines. And by the end of the movie, he seems pretty similar to how he was at the beginning of the movie. Like, he went through this long journey with Grace. Grace's character developed, but he, to me, didn't feel like he really developed at all. Like, he just was experiencing high school and like he almost didn't learn from anything. So going off of that, I've already said it, Lili Reinhart, who stars as Grace in this movie, was really good at this. She did a phenomenal job. She had some really tough scenes to execute in this movie, and I think that she did them very, very well. Austin Abrams, who plays Henry, I think did the best with what he was given. I think Henry was supposed to be the way that he was, and Austin, he played a teenage boy. Teenage boys, especially teenage boys that don't like to be noticed, they're gonna be pretty to themselves, and he did that very well. I just don't think that the character of Henry was necessarily great to begin with. I'm gonna give this movie 3.5 stars because, like I said, overall, I really liked the story because I liked what it was dealing with and how raw and how crazy at times it can be to be a teenager. And I liked that story because it wasn't like overly rose-colored glasses on everything. It wasn't your typical high school romance happening. So I liked it for that. But the things that I didn't like were some parts of the story weren't the best. Not to mention Henry's character wasn't great to begin with, and he, I think, needed some work. He never developed, and that bothers me. Like, I feel like he never developed. I think the two main takeaways from this movie is basically being a teenager can really suck at times, and also that time can heal, but sometimes it does take a while. It's not always quick, especially when you're a teenager. I feel like a lot of teenage movies show teenagers bouncing back really quickly. That doesn't always happen. And at least for me, definitely, I experienced some hard things in high school, and it takes time to get through them. It's not like, all right, it's been a week, you're better. It doesn't happen like that. So I like that this movie showed how long things really can take and how it's an ongoing process to heal from things all the time. So if you want to go check out Chemical Hearts, it is streaming now on Amazon Prime. If you've already seen the movie, let me know what your thoughts are on it down below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new around here, welcome to my channel. And I would really love and appreciate it if you would subscribe at the end of this video. And then after you subscribe, hit the bell off to the side to be notified when I post new videos. Well, that is all that I've got for you today. So I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.